And as you exhale, scooping out those abdominals and rolling up. So holding it here is just fine. If you can, begin to scoop and roll through the spine into seated position. Inhale and exhale, rolling through the spine all the way down. Full exercise. Take that ball, flex those feet. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, pulling those abs back and rolling through the spine. Let's add some flexion. Inhale and exhale, drawing those abdominals back as you bring the spine down. Inhale, exhale, pulling those abdominals back. Lovely big stretch through the spine. Inhale and exhale, peeling those vertebrae down. And one more. Inhale. And exhale all the way up into seated position. Coming and taking that ball behind the low back. And we'll do some roll downs now. Modify, keep those hands behind the thigh. Inhale. And as you exhale, you want to scoop those abs. Pull that belly button back to the spine and just press or bear back into that ball. So you want to avoid really curling the spine. You want to keep the shoulders open and the crown of the head reaching away. And now come on up. Inhale, exhale, and curl. And come on up. So to add on, reach those arms away. Exhale, down, and up. Down. Keep kissing the ball with your belly button. To add on, if you'd like, reach those arms up and let those abs do the work. Reach. Exhale. Up and up. Continue really scooping those abs on the exhale. And scoop. And reach. Two more. Reach. One more, last one. Lovely. Coming on up, and let's take it back to that ab curl, scooping out those abs and adding a little pulse. Pulse. So you're pulling those abdominals right back to the spine, nice and open in the shoulders. Pulse and pulse. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it there for me and roll it up for 5, 4, keep pulling those abs back, 2 and 1, and stretch it out. Fabulous work. Now taking that ball and we're going to come into the, we're going to stretch out those abdominals and come onto our bellies. Placing the ball in front of us. And we're going to bring our hands down by our jawline. Just wiggle those hips so that you feel both sides of that body into mat. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to roll an imaginary marble along the floor and up a wall as you open up your upper spine. And now peel each vertebrae down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, rolling the spine off the mat, reaching through the crown of the head, and peel each vertebrae all the way down. Inhale, exhale, lovely big roll through the spine, opening up through the spine, and rolling down. And now let's press back the opposite way into shell stretch and just allow that low back to sink into the mat and let the forehead sink into mat. Let's come on up onto all fours for our knee hovers. So we're going to take the ball between the knees and come down onto all fours, quadruped, curl those toes under. And we're just going to watch our posture now that we haven't brought our shoulder blades together or hunched over. We've got a nice in-between place with an inhale. And as you exhale, pull those abdominals in and just lift and hover those knees using those abs and bring it down. Inhale. into back ribs. Exhale and hover that ball, pulling those abdominals in and up, and bring it down. Inhale and exhale, pulling up the ball, using those abdominals, strong. Fabulous. Inhale, exhale, hover. Now if you want to here, we can hold it here for 2 more breaths. Exhaling, finding the strength in that upper body. Inhale and exhale and bringing it down. And again, let's just return to flexion and just allow that lovely openness in the spine. And rolling on up. And let's come into the side bridge work. So we're just going to take that ball between those knees and just come up onto the elbow. Taking a nice inhale, preparation. And as you exhale, I want you to lift that rib cage out of your hand and lift that pelvis. That's the next step up. And bring it down. Inhale into those ribs. Exhale, lift the ribs up and away. And bring it down. If you want to add on, add that arm. As we lift and lower. Lift and lower. So really feel your waist lift to the ceiling. For a 2 and a 1. Little hold there. And bring it down. Taking the ball into mermaid. So just stretching it out the other way. Inhale, release. And exhale. Lovely big stretch. And come up. And let's do the other side. As we come through to the other side, just starting off by placing the ball between those knees. And coming up onto that shoulder. So just allowing that elbow to come right underneath that shoulder. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, lift that rib cage out of that hand. Inhale. Exhale. And now, if you can, lift the pelvis all the way up. Inhale down. Add that arm. Exhale, lift. And a lower. Feel that waist up to the sky. Lift and a lower. 2 more, lift. 1 more, it's that lift and hold. Finding that strength in the stillness. And bringing it down. Taking that ball into mermaid. Lovely big stretch over. And release. And again, big stretch. Wonderful. Side lying series. So we're going to take that ball between those ankles and come down into 1 long line. Really keeping that nice sense of abdominal lift so we haven't flopped. We're lifting that bottom waist. Inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze the ball and lift off the mat. Inhale down. Exhale and squeeze and lift. That's it. So really working the waist. Exhale, lift that waist. 3 more. Exhale. So really feel that lifting. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. 1 more. And lift. Fabulous. Just taking that ball now and placing that bottom leg on top, flexing that top. We're going to work the hip as we bring the heel forward, rotate back. So we're rotating the thigh bone in the socket. Rotate down and back. So you're rolling, spiraling that thigh bone. Keep those abdominals long. And then 1 more here. Roll and a roll. Sending that leg away. Fabulous work. Coming on up. Let's do that on the other side. So taking that ball, first of all, between those ankles. And let's begin with those lifts. Inhale, prepare. And as you exhale, lift those abdominals to lift those legs. Inhale down. Exhale, lift the abdominals to lift those legs. Inhale. Exhale, pulling in the abs to lift those legs. Now 2 more, focusing on your breath. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Let's bring that ball down. Lay that bottom ankle on top and flex that top foot. 4, heel front, toe back. So again, the foot will want to do all the work, but what you want to do is really work at spiraling that thigh bone. There. Bringing lovely rotators into it, keeping that core involved. Big rolls in that hip. Let's do 1 more. Fabulous for your hips here. Great work. So we're going to come now to our press, our plank, placing the ball between those knees and coming up onto those wrists. Take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, coming up into plank. Taking an inhale and exhale, lifting the pelvic floor, pulling navel back to spine. Inhale and exhale, drawing in those abdominals. Let's bring it down, lifting up. So working our transverses here and up. Lovely, nice open in the shoulders. Lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, lift. Keeping the pelvic floor lift. Navel back to spine, lift. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. And 1 more. Fabulous work. And let's finish there again. Returning to the shell stretch. Finding that nice stretch through the spine. Weight of the tailbone. Weight of the forehead. Engaging the core to roll up. And let's finish with our arch stretch. So we're just going to place the ball behind the back and just allow the head to come into the mat. So what we're doing here is just stretching out all the pectorals in the front. They can get really tight as we spend so much of our day-to-day movement in flexion. So this is a lovely one. If you find that your neck is doing this, then I'd like you to take the ball away. It's not for you, or if there's anything that's uncomfortable here, take the ball away. And if not, just enjoy this stretch. Reach those legs long, opening up the hip flexors. And just allow that stretch to come into the body. And just rolling to the side, taking that ball away, coming on up. And that's the end of our Flexi ball section.